Hi you guys, I'm Leanne and I'll be your instructor for your lesson today. We're really excited about today's lesson and we think you're going to love it. As always, make sure that you guys are working on the mat that's provided in the box when you're working on your table. Make sure that you put your name on your project legibly, because there's going to be a lot of you guys coming in and bringing stuff to us, so we want to make sure that we know whose is whose. And lastly, make sure that you clean up really well after each lesson. A bucket of water and a sponge and just a quick wipe down the mat should be all you need. All right, we're excited. Let's get started. All right, you guys, we're going to be making these wall pockets today. They're great containers for flowers, they're great for pencils, they're great just for everything, just to kind of hang on the wall, multi-use. What you'll need today is you're going to need your clay slab, you're going to find a template, you're going to need slip, you'll need your paintbrush, you'll need your cutting tool, and then scissors from the house and maybe some extra paper is what we're going to ask from you today. The first thing that I'm going to do is in your box you will find some texture tools that we sent home with you. You guys don't have to use these, you can use whatever you have from the house also. So I'm going to go ahead and start texturizing my slab. I'm going to place this lace over it and just kind of pressing into it, pressing onto the lace and imprinting that texture into the clay. I'm going to run it back so you can give me kind of that nice little look. I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to go ahead and overlap on top of this just to create some interest and some depth to it. Just rocking this tool back and forth, nice and gentle, to give me some interesting textures. Next, I'm going to take my template, my scissors, and I'm going to cut it out. Due to magic, I already have one. Cut out. So you're going to see two sizes, and what's going to happen is this size is going to go on the bottom and the larger size is going to go on the top, so it gives you a little bit of room for that fluff for that pocket. You guys can also change these too, change the orientations of them if you want this one a little smaller so you can have a couple different size pockets if you'd like, but I'm going to show you guys with a smaller size first. So I'm going to take a smaller piece of paper, go ahead and cut this out. And you notice how I'm starting all the way at the end of the slab to make sure that I can use the most clay out of this piece, out of this slab that I can. Because if I start right in the middle, I'm not allowed, I'm cutting these edges off. So I want to make sure I start all the way at the edge so I can use the most of the slab. I'm going to take that off gently and set it to the side. Now I'm going to take my larger piece, I'm going to cut out here, take it off, set that to the side. I take my extra clay here and just kind of push it to the side. Remember, you guys should have enough to make two of these, so you guys can go ahead and do both of them at the same time. With this larger one, I'm going to go ahead and just cut this in half right off the bat, because this will be the bottom of my pocket, allowing for the base here. So I'm going to take here and I'm going to score these edges to attach my little pocket onto here. So I'm going to score both sides, which is just roughing up the surface area. Using my cutting tool, I'm scoring both edges. My paintbrush, I'm going to dip it into that slip. Get a pretty good amount onto there. I'm going to come right here and I'm gently just going to press onto here, pressing that edge down, letting it meet that clay, pressing that edge down, letting it meet that clay to get a good attachment. You should see that slip kind of ooze out is what we're looking for. Now, I'm going to take this bottom piece and that same thing, I'm going to attach it to the end of it because we can see we've got a gap right in through there. So we're going to seal this bottom off. So I'm going to score this whole area. I left about a ½ inch on the bottom when I attached that other piece, just so I have a little bit of room to place this on. Coming here and I'm just scoring. Again, I'm using my slip. I'm using a generous amount, painting it onto my score marks there. I'm going to take this and I'm going to wiggle this on here, pressing down. You kind of see that slip ooze out, and then I'm going to press it onto my wall pocket. I'll flip this around so you guys can kind of see that it left me that little ledge. So I can just kind of take my tool and trace gently around it to cut this excess off. And we're there. Now I'm going to start just smoothing out these edges. You guys are going to lose quite a bit of your texture on here as we're just doing this cleanup work, but don't worry, we'll come back into it with our texture tools and cover that up so you won't even be able to see that seam. So what I'm doing is I'm supporting with my left hand on the inside, my right hand on the outside, and I'm just pressing this in to make sure I've got a good attachment and smoothing out that seam so it looks just like one continuous line there, so you can't really tell where I attached everything together. I'm doing it on the sides where I came from, on the sides where I came from. I can kind of pick this up. Just be gentle with it, you guys, because it is a little bit wet and a little bit flimsy. You can kind of see that, so you just want to just be careful with it. I can take on the back side and kind of smooth it out. So when I'm done smoothing everything, you can see I smooth that texture right out of it. But I can take here and same way, just supporting with my hand, I can come in and add that back in so you won't be able to tell where it was. Or I can even use my lace overlapping again too. Same thing. Just make sure you support with that inside hand because this is going to be a little bit flimsy, so just make sure you're supporting it. I get done and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my pencil, and we want about at least a ½ inch down, you guys. We don't want to go too close to the top, because if you go too close to the top, when you put this through, let's just go ahead and do it so we can show you. It usually will come out, so we won't be able to hang it. So we want to make sure that we go far enough down where that doesn't happen. So go good about ½ inch down. We're going to take our pencil and let it work all the way through, or you can use the edge of the paintbrush. You're going to see some little extra areas out here because you push that clay in, pushing it out. Just take the time to smooth that out, because once this hangs on the wall, you guys want it to hang nice and flat, and that will make it kind of project out from the wall. So just smooth that out. Put your initials on it, all three please, or your first and last initial would work also. Set it to the side. We'll take our clay and we'll start our second one. So I think you guys kind of have an idea on how to do these with just the first one, so I won't show you that second, but here's what they'll kind of look like when they get done. You guys can get a variety. They'll hang on the wall. When you guys finish, just make sure that you follow cleanup procedures and return your project back to the studio.